That's good. I felt a lot of bellies since I came to India. Oh, one stereotype that I had before coming to India was that the summer in Delhi. Oh my gosh, that was one thing that really freaked me out. You go out of the house and like the weather slaps you right in the face.
Hallo Freunde, wie geht's? Ich heiße Isha.
Hallo zusammen, mein Name ist Matthias.
So this video is going to be pretty different from the other videos. This video will be about what Indian thinks about German and what German thinks about Indian. Okay, for those of you who doesn't know, Matthias is actually from a different country. Maybe he'll just tell himself. Maybe in Hindi. If
हिंदी में?
हाँ?
तो मैं जर्मनी से हूँ और like 2 साल से मैं भारत रहता हूँ.
Yeah.
तो
You want to say something else?
I guess
So yeah, that's pretty much all. He is from Germany and he has been living there since many years, and he is recently, like not recently, but then it's been a couple of years he has been living in India as well. So I thought let's just make this video, because I for a fact have talked to a lot of Germans in real life, in personally, and I have heard pretty funny things and pretty weird things as well about Indians, and like that's not offensive or something which I'll say. It's just their opinions, because of the fact that they are coming from a different country altogether. So maybe we'll just share our thoughts together. Okay, so the first I'll start with myself. I will be telling what Indians think about Germans, and this is something which I heard from a German, like not from Matthias, but from a different person who is also from Germany. Okay, so the first thing is which I heard that Indians thinks that Germans are pretty upfront, and they say things directly to your face, and people often take that in like a very rude way. For example, if they're saying something direct to us, हमें लगेगा कि they are being very rude. So let's just ask Matthias if it's true and if he faced something like this.
Yeah, I don't think Germans are rude. That's not the case. But if you compare Germans and Indians, they need more time to open up. To be. So if you go to Germany, for example, you need some more time to make good friends. In India, it was very easy for me. After 1 week, 2 weeks, I had friends. We talked about very deep things. But in Germany, you just need more time.
This is the same thing. I also heard it from a different person, that in Germany, if someone is saying something to you, maybe like in any other sense, I'm talking about the positive things, not the negative things, they actually pretty mean it. For example, if they're saying that you being nice or I like you, so they actually mean it, and it does take a lot of time in comparison to India. Like I am telling all the facts which I've gathered by talking to people who are living in Germany. For example, if in India you're talking to someone and they say things, they get close to you pretty soon. But I guess it's not the case in Germany. Like this is what you said.
Right. You can have amazing friends over there. Just take time, and that's all. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So number one was this, that people think that Germans are rude, but they're actually not. It's just maybe हमें आदत नहीं होती. Because हम maybe घुमा फिरा के बात होती है कभी-कभी या stuff. And also I think that it really depends upon people to people also. I will not say that it depends like Germany to India, but also people to people. Like what do you think about this?
I guess that everywhere it's the same. It always depends. We have like very open people in Germany. We have very shy people in Germany. The same goes for India and all other countries. So that's true.
So it's pretty much same. Okay, so the next thing which I heard again from a German, that was that they feel, for a fact, this is a fact, we know that India is overcrowded. We all know that there are a lot of people staying here. A lot of people they are on the roads. This time bhi chala jao. So I heard it from a German that they were saying that he was in a ATM queue line and the same thing, he was standing there and he could literally feel the belly of the person who was standing beside him. So and the people who are living in a land जहाँ पे इतने लोग नहीं होते, maybe उनके लिए थोड़ा different होता है. So how was your experience there?
That's good. I felt a lot of bellies since I came to India. So we Germans, we love privacy. That's very important for us. Yeah. I like my own room, I like my own space and not someone invading it. Yeah. But in India it's completely different. If you go somewhere, you always have people around you. People are touching you. They don't want to, but they are forced to touch you, especially if you go by metro, for example. And it was crowded. It was very, very difficult for me in the beginning, but you get used to it. That's fine.
Yeah. So the number one was the rude thing, and the number second was that they feel that it's like pretty crowded, and then people, we have felt it. I have felt it multiple times, and maybe being a girl, if I would say, I guess this might go in some other way, not maybe in the flow of video, but yes, for a fact we know. Being a girl, if I say that, this is a fact that we Indians maybe don't, maybe they do it intentionally or unintentionally. This happens, and it did happen with him, it did happen with me as well, and I'm sure aap logon ke saath bhi hua hoga. Okay, so there's another thing I have heard, that in Germany the beer is cheaper than water. Okay, I've read it somewhere, so let's see.
Yeah, that's a huge stereotype that I have to listen everywhere where I go. People always say, beer is super cheap and water is more expensive, and it's true, because if you wanna pay for water, so usually in Germany you can just drink the tap water and then you don't pay anything. So that's perfect because it's super safe and clean, hygienic and clean. Yeah. If you compare it to India, no?
Yeah. That's
so
true.
That's a true thing, but it's also true that beer is super cheap. In Germany, that you can have a beer for very little money, and if you buy like bottled water, it's more expensive.
Yeah, so the fact is, it's the bottled water and not the normal water. So we know, I'm not sure in which other country, I might say it wrong, so I'm not taking the name, but I've heard that people did drink from the tap water, and it's perfectly fine. But yes, if you will buy the bottled water, that will be pretty maybe expensive than the beer. And of course we know that Germany is famous for its beer, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
we have a lot of good beer, and we all love drinking beer. It's very, very much a very important part of our tradition and culture.
Yeah. Okay, so that's pretty much all that what I think about Germany and what I think about Germans, and I did clear it with Matthias, and then we'll just go vice versa. So now he'll be telling about India, about his experiences or the people around him. So yeah, let's see. Okay.
So one stereotype that I had before coming to India was that people are very small.
Yeah,
that was one thing, very short. Yeah. And then in Germany, people are maybe a little bit taller, and I'm not the perfect example because I'm quite small for Germany. But when I came to India, I realized that a lot of people are actually very tall. So that was a little bit surprising for me.
But you're anyways taller than me. I'm 5'5", so he is anyways taller than me.
Yeah. I don't know what 5'5" is, but but yeah, I'm a little bit taller. So there was one thing. And then for sure one stereotype that it's very, very crowded, that you won't have your space, and that's true in most of the parts and in the cities, but India is huge and there are so many places. I went to some nice hill areas where you can have your peace, where you're alone.
Yeah. Even we do it. For example, there are a lot of places, maybe if just like I mentioned in a video that I like Kusol, I like mountains. So there are some isolated places where you can actually, go and relax. Like not every time when you want, but then for a vacation, if I would say.
That's true. So I went to Ladakh, for example, amazing place, very peaceful. I went to Rishikesh, some other Darjeeling, and these are places that I really enjoy.
Yeah. Because I guess they're not pretty crowded as well, and you can actually. But I like thandi jagah. I like hills, and maybe it's the same case. I guess what about the weather in Germany? It's like कभी गर्मी कभी सर्दी या फिर it's all ठंडा?
No, it's not all thunder. Like in the summer, it's pretty hot. You know, in the winter it gets cold. It's a nice, decent thing. But the summer in Delhi, oh my gosh, that was one thing that really freaked me out. You go out of the house and like the weather slaps you right in the face. I really had to get used to this. This was too much for me.
Yeah, so this is a fact. We all know Delhi wali garmi, and even I have been living in Delhi for मतलब जब से मैं पैदा हुई हूँ तब से. So we know for a fact कि कितनी गर्मी होती है, and for someone who is coming from outside, maybe it's altogether different experience. So anything else you want to say?
Yeah, we can talk a little bit about the personality of maybe Indian people from my perspective. Before I came, I heard that Indians are very curious. You know, they want to know everything. And when I went to India and I came here, it was true. People are coming to you. They don't mind, you know, and they just ask you questions. All what they had really, really weird questions also that they asked me about Germany. And on the other hand, like we believe that Indians are very, very ambitious. You know, because when we see Indians in Germany or in Europe, they always they work very hard.